Good morning, happy Monday. It is June 2nd. And for our new month, I guess. So today is a pretty calm day. We have the moon in Virgo. So it is being ruled by Mercury, which is in Gemini. It's in its rulership. We have a pretty clear mind, except for the fact that Mercury is still technically under the rays of the sun. It is leaving that as of right now. It's got a couple more degrees to go before it's fully out of it. But the clarity is coming. We're starting to see things a lot more clearly here. Now, when the moon's in Virgo, this is that getting down to brass tacks kind of thing and actually getting some work done, making your plans, really being logical in your thinking. Now today the moon doesn't make any aspects until about 9:40 tonight Mountain Time, which is a first quarter moon. So it'll square the sun in Gemini. This is adjusting a story that you maybe began at the beginning of September of last year. So kind of think about what started. The new moon of that time was on September 2nd. Maybe you started something new, you laid a new plan in place. You might see something come up today that shows you where you need to make an adjustment to that plan. Other than that, today's pretty chill. But next week, the shit hits the fan. And we got about a week and a half of very difficult aspects that are start to unfold beginning next week. Once Jupiter enters Cancer, it starts squaring Saturn. There's a square to Neptune. There's a Mars-Uranus square. There is a Sagittarius full moon that's going to be pretty spicy. Things are going to get rough out in the world starting next week. So really think about that as you go through today and the rest of this week. Really, how can you plan for that? Planning for the worst, hoping for the best is kind of the way to go right now, because things are going to get ugly. No matter how much you try to avoid it, it's going to happen. And you've got to prepare for it. You've got to plan for it. So really think about that today. So let's pull the cards for the collective for today. What is the energy for the collective today? We have the Hierophant. Slow and steady, stable. Make sure that you are, like, the Hierophant is the Taurus card, so it can really be seen as like very traditional type of energy. It's also a spiritual teacher as well. Make sure that you're listening to your guides, allowing yourself to be guided as well. But this is kind of the energy of like keeping your feet on the ground, being realistic about what is happening, and doing what you need to do for your own stability here. There's even a 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. What to focus on today? Collective need to focus on today. Now, I think that this Hierophant also kind of gives me the energy of like the energy that's happening around us is like over practicality, right? With the South Node being in Virgo, people are trying really hard to stay in like this normal practical mindset. That's just not working for us anymore. So keep that in mind too. Focusing on the Two of Swords, the little crossroadsy energy, the decision making. What changes do you need to make? What path do you need to take? Are you in a space where you've got to make a decision to go one way or another? The thing with the Two of Swords is you can't see that path forward very clearly, so you really got to listen to your intuition when you're deciding what direction to go there. What does the collective need to avoid today? The collective, Six of Cups, don't go backwards. So as things get rough, people are going to be very inclined to go back to what they know, go back to what is comfortable. That is just our nature when things get uncomfortable, is to try to get comfortable. So really pay attention for that. Make sure that if you're starting to feel that need to go backwards, you stop and think about that and think, is that really the right move for you? Also, make sure that you're not giving too much to people that have proven to you that they're just taking and not giving anything back. We do have Seven of Pentacles on the bottom, so there is this underlying energy of just like building your future, right? Making the changes that you need to make to be able to move forward in a more abundant way. See, clarifiers for the Hierophant here. We have the 10 of Pentacles that was on the bottom before. So that stability, that home and family really being on the mind there type of energy. How can you create a stable home? Let's see. There's just really this overall energy looking at the planets forward of making sure that you're doing the Emperor. Making sure that you're doing what you need to do to protect your home, your family, yourself, your loved ones. So that is the energy today, getting your feet on the ground and planning to protect what is yours, basically. So let's clarifiers for the Two of Swords here. We have Justice, and this is really giving me making a decision to let something go kind of thing, right? We're balancing the scales. We're doing that idea of karmic justice here, right? Letting go of something and moving forward. So we've got that crossroadsy decision. What do we need to let go of? Where do we need to move forward? Where does that justice need to happen so that you can move forward here? Which really fits with this whole Six of Cups being the avoid, right? We don't want to go backwards. Why? We have Five of Swords, that shadiness, that sneakiness. You know that the reason that person isn't in your life anymore is because they were not truthful with you to begin with. And the Page of Swords. So these two together is like people being curious for shady reasons, right? So if you see someone from your past pop up, really think about that. Are they just there to see what you're doing, to see how they can take from you this time, to see where they can talk shit about you, like kind of thing. Really, boundaries are important right now. Intuition is very important right now. That Saturn and Neptune moving into that conjunction in Aries says, have good boundaries and allow yourself to be intuitively led. You got to let go of something, let go of it. Plan for the future, plan for protecting yourself and your family, your home, and don't let people back in that are going to take from you. Bottom of the deck is Two of Pentacles. So this is all about that, like finding balance, finding your grounded space and what is right for you. You gotta have the middle ground. Everything has a middle ground. So really look for that middle ground today. Like I said, this is really a lot of planning for the worst and hoping for the best type of energy going on here.